Hello and welcome, people of the internet. My name is JakeDragon7, and welcome back to Let's Play Shovel Knight. In the last episode, we took on Pridemore Keep and the Lich Yard, and today we're going to be kind of clearing up everything else that we can look at in this area of the map. So, first off, I guess we will head to this. This has been here since we beat Pridemore Keep. Every once in a while, an enemy or like an extra boss will show up on the overworld, very similar to Super Mario Bros. 3. And you can just go in, when you see an enemy, it'll be like a trail like this, and when you see a boss, it'll just be an extra boss fight. So it's basically like a more, I guess, challenging version of Mario 3's sort of overworld extra fights. Because in this case, it's more of like a gauntlet with sort of like jump stuff you have to make, and with the boss fights, it's like an actual full-on boss fight and not just a couple of enemies. That's slightly awkward position. So yeah. Overall, these areas are pretty short. They're really just for getting extra gold, and sometimes they will, of course, block your path. In that case, they didn't, because they just kind of stayed back here, and you don't really have too much reason to go back here unless you wanted to beat planes again, or for whatever reason. But in the future, sometimes there will be cases where there will be an enemy, such as, say, like, right on the space I am now, and you can't actually... I guess you could access this level at some point or another, but, like, you couldn't actually get to that level, like, immediately without going all the way around here. But yeah, that's sort of just what that does. Next we will head into the Forest of Phasing. So every area has something like this. I'm going to be switching on the gamepad here. Yikes, spikes when I could wing it safely. Alright, yes. So every area does have something like this. Well, it'll basically be an extra level where it takes one of the relics you gained from the previous levels, and will pitch, basically test you with your use against them to get extra gold and stuff. That was more god-awful phrasing from me, but hopefully, yes, you do get the point here. It's basically just extra levels designed to sort of test your metal with some of the relics. I think that was a slightly better description. So as you can see here, like a lot of these, you couldn't get through these without dying. See what I mean? So you have to use the phase locker to get through them. I was hoping I could potentially get through that one because I thought there was extra space, so maybe it was possible. Fortunately, it wasn't, but yeah, not a huge deal. See, like I said, every sort of section of the map except for that first one with the Plains of Passage, and there's one later too where the final level is. There's something like this, but of course it'll be a different relic every time. So I do definitely appreciate the developers, because even though there's only like, I want to say there's 3, even though there's only like 12 main levels. And a couple of them are like really and the last level is pretty short. It's just really like a slightly like long boss fight. I still do, like, I appreciate the developers for putting in all this extra content that you can do. It's pretty fun, you know. Shovel Knight is overall a fairly short game. That's again why I decided to kind of let's play this right now as my sort of, I guess I don't know. Yeah, I guess holdover type of deal. That makes, I guess that's probably the best way I can explain it, to like hold you guys over. This is a very short game, so hopefully it'll be over once I can get my controllers back, but at the same time it should be like, it might last a little bit longer. We'll have to see what happens. Alright though, so also sometimes you'll just have things like this pop up over levels. I think this really only happens like 2 or 3 times. I can think of one other level, which is that, which is the Iron Whale, with the level I was talking about earlier, the bronze one in the next section. That level is a section like this, and there might be one other one, although I can't think of it off the top of my head. But yes, Pridemore Keep has one, the Iron Whale has one, and yeah, potentially one other level. That's what I'd assume, given the fact that each of the other areas has a level like that, or like an extra area like that. Alright, so I get this extra goal. Don't want to get too greedy though, because you can get crushed. Damn, auto-scrolling. Alright. The treasure now I have probably 15,000 gold with all this extra stuff. I mean, not quite. Never mind, I'm sending my hopes too high. But we have, yeah, 14,000 some crap ton other gold. And before we head back to town, we're gonna head to the Trouple Pond. I think that's how I pronounce it. Trouple? Trouple. It's very hard to say. Alright. Yeah, let's with magical. Alright. So usually I will go for the Ichor over Renewal. I think that's the easiest one. It's basically just a regular healing, like, health thing. And luckily these are actually free, so the only thing that's you have to buy are the chalices. And, well, I'm just gonna sit back for a minute. There's not really much I can really say, but, just, I don't know. Just wait a minute, because, yeah, this is a thing. No, I have no idea what's happening either. Well, there we go. We have our Ichor. That way we can heal in the middle of level in case there aren't any other healing items we can use. It'll be particularly useful during some boss fights. Hint, 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 hint. Admittedly, I probably won't struggle with that fight too much at this point, but that is one of the hardest bosses in the game, in my opinion. Alright, so of course we have more, many more music sheets. 5, in fact. Wait. Now, he will only comment, of course, when you hand him the sheets, he'll only comment on one of them, but we can look at all the descriptions. Actually, just play through all these so they're not blinking later. That would bother me. Alright, the adventure awaits is our map theme. So, reading maps is far easier with a musical backing. Wouldn't be surprised. My first publicly performed layer theme. You might say it kickstarted my career. Oh my god, the puns. You wouldn't believe how many revisions King Knight demanded. He's what we call a nightmare client. Of course, of course. Dead crowd tonight, says I. Lesson learned. Never crack jokes in a graveyard. Never ever. Alright, and Spectre Knight theme. When I presented this theme to the Spectre Knight, he started conducting with that huge scythe. I'm glad I ducked out of the way in time. Well, that's nice. Glad you're still alive, because then I wouldn't have all this extra money. Yes, I am a greedy bastard. Alright, because we have an extra meal ticket as well, so we'll get more, I love how this, you can just have this music playing, it's like the most dramatic cooking ever. And well, that actually kind of look like eyeballs, too. I think just the music is making me think that like everything's gonna be super creepy. Alright, so of course now we will increase the max magic we can have to 40. And how about we go for that again, actually? Maybe one more time. You know, I mean, I have the money. So why not? I guess also I could get the fishing rod, although I don't really need it. Oh no, you're not the one that wanted to. Alright, now, if we, talk to this lady after you beat Spectre Knight. Everyone wants to dance in this episode, apparently. Groovy, so okay, that rates in more. I thought now I can roll Pride more. Yeah, I can't wait to go. Alright. Great for you, buddy. I'm happy. Okay. Now I believe, yeah, at this point it was a fishing rod. Still, okay, so basically this can allow you to get extra treasures and levels at certain pits. These should sparkle, so you know which ones to actually fish into. That sounds really weird, but yeah, it does. I mean, it does technically make sense. But yeah, that is just kind of how it works, and we did get an extra gold here. Alright though, so let's see, how long are we in now? You're only 10 minutes in. So I guess in the meantime we can head to the Iron Whale. Okay, honestly, I feel like Mold Knight's level is definitely the easiest of the three. So I think we're going to tackle Mold Knight's level first, and we're actually going to work backwards in terms of how far they are. So we're going to be doing in that order. That's usually the order I play through, because like I said, I think Mold Knight is the easiest out of these three, and Plague Knight is the hardest. Plague Knight is really just the hardest because there's a shit ton going on in that level. Any of those who play the game, which I'm assuming is probably most of you, you know, pretty popular game. Yeah, you'll know Plague Knight's level is just insane, especially his boss fight. The Plague Knight fight is just ridiculous, but in a good way, kind of. All right, let's see if I can do this here. Oh crap! I had a feeling that was gonna work. I was hoping I could like bounce higher, but unfortunately that didn't quite work out. Luckily, it's not gonna be hard to actually get that gold back. I mean, at this point, I've already bought like most of what I'll have to buy, so I'm not too concerned about money at this point already. Even though I was just saying 1 or 2 videos ago, money is a very important aspect in this game. Okay. See if I actually can get anything here. I'll just try this twice, and if I don't get anything, yeah, see nothing. And would you look at that, more nothing. I'm going to switch over to the flare wand here. Oh, I should have done that. I should have canceled it with. I always forget you can do that. You can cancel the Pogo. Okay, I'm not sure if I forget or just don't do it. Wait, that was. Oh my god, I'm an idiot. Okay, so let me explain what I just did there, because you're all probably like looking at me like I'm a complete dipshit, because honestly I am. So right here you're supposed to dig down and kind of go under, right? I thought this was that first area where you have to go down, and yeah. I mean, it's not quite as illogical as you thought it was, right? Right? Come on, there's... I can't hit these pieces. Thank you, finally, jeez. Alright, anyway, yes, I am sorry. That must have been really painful to watch. I'm truly sorry. I mean, this is still pretty painful to watch. And how about we just go back to what I was saying before this level? Hey, honestly, I feel like Mold Knight's level is definitely the easiest of the three. Yeah, so about that. One thing that's actually pretty interesting, if you let those green guys that were in the Plains of Passage get hit by the fire, they will turn into the fire enemies we've been seeing in this level. And if you actually, there's kind of spoiler for this one level. There's gonna be some green slime we'll be seeing later. It is kind of weird actually, but yeah. There'll be some green slime we'll be seeing later, and if you actually hit the fire enemies into the slime, they turn into the slime enemies. So they're kind of one and the same. Just think it's pretty cool. Pretty interesting idea for the developers to implement into the game. Like I said before, this is a very, very creative game. Very deserving of all the love it's received. So right here, we have, this is actually how the green slime functions. It's basically a spring. But of course, in this case, we have it on the back of this insect, this little beetle. Not little beetle, it's actually quite large. So yes, you're just kind of riding along it and bouncing on its back a little bit. Get up here. Oh damn. Kind of missed that little secret. Not it's a huge deal, but still. You know, real quick, there's a secret down here. Alright, yeah, like I said many times before, this game is just absolutely brimming full of crazy secrets you can find. Well, not crazy, but just little things you can find, little Easter eggs and secrets. One of the many, many reasons this game has become as renowned as it has. And you always feel like that's actually supposed to be like a platform so you can walk over and just start hitting him. I don't know why. I mean, I do know why I was thinking, because it looks like a platform to me. I mean, am I completely insane for thinking that? Also, so yes. So from here on out, we will actually be seeing that quite frequently in levels. The last time you hit... I don't think this is true for every dirt pile, but for most dirt piles, when you'll be on that last attack... Well, not attack. The last time you hit it, one of those little mold enemies will pop out. So you may think it's like a one-time gimmick for this level because it's an underground level and the boss is called Mold Knight. But no, that actually does stay true for basically the rest of the game at this point, as well as all the other levels. So You could actually get shocked by that and not even be in the moment level, which I think is kind of strange, but I don't know. Whatever, it's not really like a huge deal. But like, it would definitely seem random, especially. I don't know if it. I actually don't know if it happens in the Iron Whale. I'm assuming it does, but it would be very weird there because that's an underwater level, and worlds really don't have anything to do with water. And why am I so bad at video games? That's a question that will never be answered, so I'm sorry, but I'm really not sorry. Am I never gonna be able to get? Well, actually, I think I know how I could get this back. Wait, one more. See here? There we go. Okay. All right. We have an extra music sheet here. There, whatever. Okay. I thought I was gonna like slide off. Luigi style. Alright though, so yeah, I just have to wait now. Okay, good thing I just went for it that time. That time as well. Alright, there we go. Use my shovel to grab it. Alright, head down here. Now this area, you kind of have to be a bit careful. As soon as you hit it, they will all break apart. I can just get that. Alright, perfect. So be very careful you don't accidentally hit one of the later blocks. Because I believe it will start breaking on both sides, but then that also means that like kind of the rest of the ground will break, so you don't really have time to move. Yeah, you have to be a little bit cautious here just to make sure you don't destroy the wrong parts of the ground. And here we go with that green slime I was talking about earlier. So as you can see, just like the back of that beetle, sorry, just taking the time on the recording. Just like the back of that beetle, the ground is looks like it's slimy. It's like a goo, so you can like bounce off of it. Bouncy is what I'm trying to say here. Oh my god, I've been struggling so much with speaking in this video. Why? Not even just this video, just all of these videos. Alright though, so these are the digging myths. That's what they're called. Dust knuckles, never mind. Wait, what? The digging myths are from Zelda, yeah. Because I have been playing through Minish Cap recently. I just started playing through Minish Cap again. I bought it on the Virtual Console when they had like that sale right before Smash Bros. Smash 4 was released. But yeah, I'm definitely thinking of Zelda when it comes to digging myths. But anyway, off topic here. Yeah, so the dust knuckles, they can basically allow you to they basically just a punch, and they can allow you to dig through pieces of dirt. This is actually the item that, just like with the phase locket thing we covered earlier this level, this is this area's kind of item that has that level. That wording was good wording. I hope it was. It probably wasn't though, because I literally just said it was that wording, good wording, or I hope that wording was good wording. Someone help me. Wake me up inside. Can't wake up me up inside, save me. Oh. I remember one time my friends and I just like started singing that, and then like for the rest of the day we just like kept like randomly just start singing it, and then we'd all just sing like different parts of it. It was weird, but pretty fun. I mean, you know, wake me up inside. No, all super edgy teen angst. And I gotta be edgelords. Yeah, it definitely saved me from the edginess. Alright, now this okay, well, I got it first try. That section I remember that section being pretty tricky on my first playthrough. It's not exactly the easiest thing in the entire game. Yeah, it can be a little bit tricky because your timing has to be pretty good. Alright, it's right here. Hit that. Again, this is just another example, like turning the lava into like a gooey substance you can like bounce on it. Just yet another example of just how creative this game is. It's really just all I can say. It's very creative, very fun. All right, here you do want to cancel that. Let's see if I can just. I'm trying to kill this guy without using the pogo because I feel like if I do, I'm gonna hit one of the pieces of ground and just kill myself. All right, go. I'm gonna go down here. And more of that gear over there if you ever need it. Alright. Jump over here. Devote, don't disappear on me. Gold, money. Alright. Let's see what's in here. So more just Dust Knuckle stuff. Remember, I always used to have so much trouble with like using the Dust Knuckles. Like I could never, I don't even know why. I just was never good at it. I remember like I think it was actually the main time I was struggling with it because obviously you don't have to use it too much in this particular level because it's like a secret. I mean, it's not something you're required to get, you know. So I remember when I went to do the extra level where it's like you have to, it's just a whole level of that one thing. I was struggling so much with it. It was like honestly pretty sad. I just remember like I was like, oh, how the hell does this work? Seriously, what is happening? Why would you do this to me? Oh god, that was really close. Too close for comfort. Comfort. If I can actually speak, I feel like I'm saying all these words wrong, but I'm not sure how it's going to sound on the recording. And the thing is, too, because I know that I just am terrible at saying words, right? So, like, I'll probably be able to figure out what I'm trying to say, but I don't know if other people are going to be able to figure it out. But, yeah. Alright, we have Moonlight now. He is admittedly one of the trickier bosses, in my opinion. Okay, actually, compared to a lot of the... never mind. Well, not one of the trickier bosses, but he is still a tricky fight nonetheless. Like, the reason I say he's not one of the trickier bosses is because I feel like a lot of bosses are a lot tougher than him. But nonetheless, I feel like Moonlight is still a fairly difficult fight. There still are aspects of this fight that are very, very tricky. It's a very bullet helly fight. As you can see, there's fire rain down from everywhere. Now, what you really want to do to get a lot of damage is try to bounce on him during these sections where he's jumping up and just kind of sliding in. If you're able to hit him every time he dashes, well, not even dashes, like glides across the arena, you can get quite a bit of damage off of him. Because usually that'll happen if you're anything like that and you're able to do it pretty quickly. Because I'll admit that was a really quick run of the fight. You can get it done in like not even 2 complete cycles of his attacks, but like 2 cycles of that just include that gliding attack. You can get quite a bit of damage off. I definitely think the phase lock would probably be one of the more useful relics for that fight because of all the fire that's everywhere, and the phase lock can obviously help you dodge that fire. Alright though, so that is it for this episode of Let's Play Shovel Knight. So I hope you guys all enjoyed this. I hope you guys have been enjoying the series so far. And it's a bit kind of sporadic. This kind of just came out of nowhere. But yes, I hope nonetheless you've been enjoying it, and I hope you guys continue to enjoy it, come back later. Yeah. So see you guys next time, hopefully. Bye.